I'm so excited to introduce you to Hedi, all the way from Germany. Her work is so important for female entrepreneurs, for all humans, actually. But we go into her story. She gets vulnerable, she gets real. She talks about her business framework, Changelicious, which I'm obsessed with. And we dive into how she's helping her clients basically change the world. Hedi is a work-life innovation coach, author, speaker, and creator of the 3 C's of Change. She's on a mission to support a new generation of leaders become purpose-oriented innovators across the globe and to help them turn messy experiences into their sweetest successes. 3 C's aren't just a little framework. They're how Hedi transformed her own struggles into a thriving life of fulfillment and well-being. Without further ado, enjoy the show. Hedi, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you are here all the way from Germany, which is crazy. Thank you so much for being on the show and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay! I'm really excited. This is a new show and I can't wait to do all the things and have all the conversations. Your business is so interesting to me, but I want to dive in with just giving the background of your story and how you came into doing what you're doing now. So take it away.
Okay, the 40 years that got me here?
Yes, all of it in 5 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
In the 30-second pitch. So I'm here from Germany. I've just transitioned all my life, really. I've been in the music industry, and then I realized, okay, maybe this isn't healthy for me. Maybe this isn't me. And then I tried to find something else. I went overseas to South Korea, 14 months to find myself, coming back not really having found myself, and big question marks really. And then I dove into design thinking. Design thinking was brand new, it was innovation. I loved working with people, so I did this whole training myself. I didn't really get it, so I just stuck around as a coach, and from there I really became a professional coach, and I trained teams in innovation for a long time in Fortune 500 companies, in NGOs, in all over the world, in Malaysia, in China, in South Africa. And I was always on this, I'm out of breath already, like this high performer. And I crashed in 2018 as I became a mom, and everything went kind of, still, quiet. I couldn't run away from my shadows anymore. I couldn't perform anymore and telling the world I'm good enough, And I went into a very, very, very deep transformational period. I was completely exhausted from the life I was living up until this moment, all the masks that I was wearing, but I didn't know what else to do. I was so hypervigilant in this fight or flight mode. My nervous system was completely all over the place. But here I had to take care of a baby, realizing I had to take care of myself first. I had to be a mom to myself before I could really mother this child. And that became a huge, project in of itself. Luckily, my husband is a stonemason in a very small town in Germany. I wasn't in Berlin anymore, so I wasn't, all of these distractions. I wasn't distracted anymore from anything. So I went to work. And so, long story short, everything fell into place. Turn your wounds into wisdom, babies.
Yes.
And long story short, I reprogrammed myself completely. Up until this point, I was raised in a psychology family, so I knew how to kind of be self-aware, but I didn't know how to really reprogram my subconscious, and I did that. And
that happens to me all the time.
Light up again.
Yes.
And then let's see if we can make it more dramatic. And then,
yay!
and then really everything kind of fell into place. I mean, it was a very, very, very big road that I took. And today I'm an author. Wow. I realized all the books that I've had in my brain, just too scared to really put it up front. I just wrote it and it was out there. I'm a coach for the 3 C's of change. I don't know if we're going to go deeper into that, but really like the clarity the purpose work, the visions and the values, which are the base, and then the cleansing of all your limitations, which is not you, and stepping into your creator self. And I train people in that, but really also I'm here as a journey guide to help you through it. I'm also a speaker and I'm a mom. I'm a human being, and I love to give back. So you don't have to suffer this much.
Yes. I love that story. I'm reading a book right now, which I feel like all books are very similar, but since you're an author, I know you get it. Like we geek out in these books and we love them. And the book I'm reading right now was talking about how to get on the road to self-mastery. And part of self-mastery is being torn down over and over and over again just to build yourself back up. And that's so much of what I'm hearing in your story. So when you were at the moment of, I'm a new mom, I have a newborn, I'm trying to figure myself out. You were previously, sounds like a massive go-getter.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you did that you thought to yourself, I need to reinvent myself in a different way, but also I know that feeling, I'm not a mom yet, but I know that feeling of, I don't want to lose that part of me that is a go-getter. So what is the first thing that you did?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it was me. It was me. Exactly that. I don't want to lose, but I want to gain. This is also what I tell my clients. Don't fear the losing part, because it's actually you just getting out of alignment with everything you're out of alignment with, and make room for anything that is much greater, which we can't see yet. So the first thing I did in 2018 was I was a purpose coach. Like I was an innovation coach. I was so ashamed of myself. Literally. I was like, all of these years, almost a decade, I trained people to have a strategy, to know what they want, and to get that in an innovative, agile way. And here I was losing it and not having a purpose at all. I didn't have a purpose. And the scariest thing, and you've asked me what was the first thing, that was the first action step I took. But the first step in my mind was, I have to get a choice that I didn't want to live this messy anymore. Being extremely honest with myself, not wearing masks anymore. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
new mom, Instagram. Yeah, it's so great. And I was even like going on with my old life, feeling so drained because I couldn't wear this mask anymore. It was like burnout, depression, like everything you call it names, call it labels. Yeah. And then this purpose work really got me asking not what am I great at, because I was great at anything, not changing diapers, but who am I? And that was scary because I had no answer.
Yeah.
I was so programmed. I was so scared of stopping the performance because I felt so not good enough, so not worthy enough of anything in this world. And anxiety attacks. I couldn't board a plane or a train anymore because I was hungover. This life was over. And this is the scary part. You don't know what's coming, and this in between part, you feel so not secure. You're used to who you were, and even though it's so shitty, you'd rather, that's your brain, wants you to keep yourself safe and not, in this glorious space, but unsafe.
Yeah.
So these are all the things that I had to also reflect, because I was in organizations. I created change with people, and I knew all these concepts, but I didn't know what it was to become an innovator. We always talked about innovation, but never how to become an innovator. And that's the key. That's also the missing key in all organizations.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's handed to me. Thank you, but now I have to handle it. No. It's like
Yeah. Wow. It's an amazing story. And I mean, you said you're an author, and I know you've been a business owner for such a long time, and that's okay. And I've also heard that you worked your way up into working with Fortune 500 companies, et cetera, et cetera. You have all these accolades, but the most impressive thing to me listening to you is that you pulled yourself out of a massive rut, and you're here talking about it and sharing it with people. As you've gone through that journey and you're building your business, how would you describe your ideal client? Like, who do you look for to work with now?
Okay, that's a very good question. Can I just quickly, because this is
Yes.
really weird.
It's just how it goes. This is part of it.
It's just life.
Yeah.
You tell you this great story, this hero story, and then it just says, okay, work the tech girl. Okay, now it's back on again. I don't know.
All
Okay.
good.
So my ideal client is somebody who wants to level up, who's serious about that. Because, you know, this inner work, we don't often talk about it, but I mean, that's the real work.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting down and being really honest is not for everyone. And creating even a business out of that, I don't usually, so I don't care if you want to, you know, create your book that is within you, or the podcast, or the business. It's all just creation, right? It's just bringing yourself out there and shining up and lighting up this world with your gift. You should be aware of the, I don't want to say, yeah, it's a shearer's work. It's a shearer's work. Mm. And change takes courage and commitment. And yes, we can absolutely, this is my job. This is absolutely my job to make it easier for you, but you have to walk yourself. Like Changelicious, it means, okay, change is messy, so messy, and it's painful, but we can also laugh about it, and we can make it more easy. And the tools, and that was also my journey, and why clients love to work with me, is because we have great tools. Yeah. We don't have to suffer this much. I was unaware of that. Like the subconscious, holy cow, what we have within us is a masterpiece. And if
insane.
If we can tap into this masterpiece with the right tools, not everything is for everyone, so I'm not using one tool, but a multitude, and these geniuses that have been before us, so we can adapt these and use these and nurture our extreme human potential. That is something that has to excite you. Like, what else is possible? I ask myself this every single day. What else is possible?
I love that. And
reality is moldable. We have learned so much crap, like learned helplessness. I was just at a shop, and there was a woman before me, and this is not out of judgment, but it was just such a great story. And she was like, yeah, you know, January, to a friend of hers, elderly lady, doesn't matter, could have been me years ago, elderly lady. So January is such a tough month because I have to, this is in Germany, I don't know if it's everywhere in the world, but I have to pay all of my insurances at once. And so I have to find ways now to, I don't need them at all, but now I have to find ways in how to, you know, basically screw them over to get my money back. And I was like, but if she doesn't need them, you know, we do things. Maybe there was this kind man who was like, yeah, you need this insurance. She was like, oh yeah, I'll do this. People pleasing. I was that. And now you have all accumulated all of this stuff. It could be anything in your life. Take insurances, take stuff, take friends, take toxic, whatever, right? And we just say yes because we don't want to say no, which is a full sentence. And so you have to deal with stuff you don't need and want and take power over your life. Take it back, create boundaries, make it simpler. This is one exercise, so simple, I do with all of my clients. Take an inventory, energetic inventory of everything in your life. The people, the environment, the stuff that you have and that you spend time with, every single piece. And you find, wow, I can throw away 75, 80, 90%. And then I have all of this energy back to create the change. And if you step into the clarity first and foremost, which I did in 2018, and do the purpose work, and now your energy comes back, because now you're like, wow, okay, if I get up and I really, bring love and light into this world, whoo, like this energy rush comes back. And not like, okay, no, I have to do this because somebody else wants me to do this, or there are expectations I need to meet, which a lot of women especially still carry around. And it's time. I think it's really time to create a new generation, also for our children.
I love that. I agree completely. That's good stuff. When you're working with people and they come into your world and you start to help them through making change or getting out of their own way, is there something that is like most common amongst all of your clients that they are most resistant to? Like what do you run into most often with women where they're like doing okay working with you, and then all of a sudden it's like like I gotta stop, and I just don't know, I'm feeling very resistant to that. What is that one thing that you would describe?
What do you think?
I actually want to say
to the light. This is related to the light. So this is
really
the metaphor. Yeah.
Let me guess this. Because I was gonna say setting boundaries, but maybe if it's related to the light, it's if it doesn't go perfectly.
Also, yeah. But there's an underlying pattern, like it's stepping into your light. So stepping into your power and being seen. Being actually seen, and because we're so judgmental with ourselves and others as well. I mean, there's several studies, right, who show how women are more judged.
Yeah.
And so being really actually successful is very unsafe for the majority of women I work with. And
that is fascinating.
It's not, it's not as much failure, which I find very fascinating. It's much more success. The fear of really being successful and being the first one, probably in your line, of a successful woman. And now something interesting also comes in. Yes, maybe we have successful, let's put it that way. Maybe we have successful women in our lineage or in our surrounding. But now, are they really women? Are they in their female energy? Or are they, again, wearing masks, being grown up in this male-dominated world, and again, hassling? Women, female energy is much more of receiving. So the first thing all of my clients I work with, is really balancing out feminine and male energy. Being able to really feel safe in your body, being this creator. You are a creator, which we have, unlearned, basically, unprogrammed. So it's very natural, actually. And coming back to that natural power is huge. And then stepping out and being seen and holding that, holding your own lights, basically. That's massive.
Massive. I have goosebumps. That's crazy. So when they're struggling with stepping into their own light and holding that power, does it get easier for them down the line once they continuously do it, or what do you see?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, training does it, sure, but reprogramming your subconscious to feel safe and your nervous system to feel absolutely safe being you. And having your voice, you know what oftentimes happens, and 100% of the times, they get a lot of, so the throat chakra is where your, expression lies. And like this throat infection and how the throat, reacts is absolutely fascinating. I mean, your whole body is just, is a machine that you can read, and then you can just peel these limitations, these onions. And absolutely, does it get easier? They crush it. And that's proof to me that you don't have to wear all of these bags all of your life. And if you're holding, perfect example, if you're holding a glass of water like for a minute, okay, that's still doable. But if you do this all your life, it just gets so heavy. And let it go. It's time to let it go.
What are the symptoms that maybe go unnoticed? Like, let's say if you're coaching me and you know that I am afraid to step into my light, but I don't know that. What are the symptoms that you recognize in your clients before they do?
They don't do what they say they want to do.
Ooh, that's good.
They have these plans. They want to do a podcast January. February comes, March comes. They want to publish the book, but they're never finished. Like, it's not good enough yet. It's somebody else has to read it. Oh, I'm a team worker. I have to find somebody who, I was the same, right? Who goes over it 100 times, and then it's still not good enough. Self-sabotage in any way, right? It's the result. It's the result that if it doesn't show, and we can say, it's out of alignment, okay, but it's your dream. So let's work on this becoming, so you really are that, and you crush it. It's, there are two ways. One is really working on yourself, the way I just described, going into your subconscious. Also I do even timeline jumps, so sometimes we end up 12 generations before you.
Wow.
I'll just leave it as that.
That's fine.
But what you can also do, which I also trained myself, is just going for it, no matter what. I had my first migraine attack the minute I pressed submit on YouTube, my first video ever. I had such a migraine attack. And then what most people do, including myself back then, was like, okay, this is a sign from the universe. I have to stop because it's not ease and flow. Okay, if you want ease and flow, you have to go through the hard stuff first. You said it before, like you have to go through the fire first and become that version of yourself that is like, okay, this is easy. I just press submit on the videos that I post. I don't care how much likes. I cared so much about the likes. You have no idea. And, this judgment, this positive reinforcement. And so, these becoming can also becoming this version of you, this next level, highest version of you that you want to be, the author, the speaker, whoever, the business owner, play it, be it, and make this uncomfortable, so comfortable that it's just you. And this whole mindset and mastery is also really, just failing.
Yeah. Man.
It's just failing and embracing failure as something so sweet, so normal, because those people who never fail, they never grow and they're never successful. Seriously. It's just how it goes. That's just also my observation from innovation field. I've worked with people who are so scared to fail. And in Germany, failure is a big thing, a very, very big thing. And those who didn't care about failure and just reframed it as as a learning curve, went out of it completely crushing it, successful.
Yeah. Wow. Good stuff. Wow. So I love that you've like coined this term changelicious. I'm obsessed with it. That is so cool. I know that you have mentioned changelicious once in the show already, but can you dive into your work and describe, I know you have the 3 C's, you have changelicious. Talk to us about how you coined that term during your entrepreneurship and through your journey, why that came to you, why that word, and everything that it means to you and your clients.
Okay, very good. Another try here.
Yeah.
We're going just minute by minute. Okay, maybe.
Step into your light, girlfriend.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, okay, here we go. Maybe for another minute or two. Who knows?
All right.
Okay, so this is such a good question. Thank you very much. Okay, so it started with the 3 C's, which were very complicated. Innovation canon. You have 3 levels. I knew I worked on it. I knew it had the 3 levels. Before there were 9. And then
yeah.
Okay, people won't get it.
Yeah.
Make it simple.
I know how that goes.
Come on, this change is messy enough. And then I was searching for, so the 3 series of change, they were all good. But I was searching for a title for, then it was a book, then it was a podcast. Now it's a podcast, then it's a book. Back then it was a book. And I realized, my clients, it's actually coming from my clients. So one said that, yes, you have, I love this, I have to tell you this. So she said, change is messy, change is hard. We know that. It's like mud. And we know we can't move over the mud. We have to go through it. But you gave me the most shiny rubber boots like stilettos, but like in rubber boots that I could have ever imagined. Like she was giving me this shiny visual, and I'm a very visual person, so I always envisioned her and my other clients in like these shiny boots. And we have a lot of fun in the sessions, right? We cry, but we have a lot of fun. And I think fun is so underrated. Joy is so underrated.
Yes.
Because it also gives you the base, scientifically proven, to learn. And your brain and your nervous system is at ease. And change is not as hard. So I was looking for a term that would give this concept of, yes, change is messy, change is hard, change is shitty, but we can also surf through it with our stilettos on and with our shiny whatever you want to wear today, and embrace it and be messy. Messy. Okay, now I have makeup on, but like a minute ago, pimple. And it's just life. And in the sisterhood, we can do anything, and we can create anything and cheer each other on. It's also time that we step out of this grumpy attitude towards each other, towards ourselves, and towards each other, towards the world. We are women. We're awesome human beings. And what if we would just flip this whole change concept that is also in organizations where I've been so hard and so, numbers. Hey, where can we cut those? And it's human. They are human beings, by the way. And how can we make it more enjoyable? Because, and now, change is the only constant in life.
It's true. It's very true. That's good stuff.
So, I mean, wait until you're 80, 90 years old and, look back at your life and like, oh God, this life, not another day. Or be like, yeah, another day.
Right.
Wonder where it can end up tonight or next week or the end of this year.
Yeah. So you're taking the concept of change and taking it from being something that is uncomfortable, sometimes feared, sometimes grueling, and you're turning it into this delicious concept, which I truly love. And I think your work needs to be exposed everywhere. I can't wait for people to listen to this. What is your business setup? Are you working with people one-on-one? Do you have a group program? Do you have self-paced options? What does that look like in your world?
Everything.
Everything. Okay,
Everything.
great. Amazing.
From VIP coaching one-on-one, going deep, half a year, to where you work on the 3 Cs. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it gets prolonged 1.5 years. If you want to become a conscious design thinker. Okay, but that you start with the 3 Cs, right? You have the option to do 30 days of transformation, which is the best. I talked about these most profound tools that got me through it and my clients through it, and in an email format. So every day you get a new impulse and meditation. To reprogram your subconscious and to also switch your perspective into this delicious state. We also have now coming up the Purpose Week, which is, again, light out. Purpose Week is going to be 1 week of really deep purpose work, because right now out there, and this was also the problem of mine, I was teaching purpose, but then when you do it yourself, you realize where the gaps are. And purpose, to me, is a very holistic approach. It is getting to know yourself and also, as I said, feeling safe in being that. So it's your legacy. It's the wounds that you turn into wisdom. It's your passion. It's your contribution. So it's a 360-degree, very deep approach in a week where you basically do a purpose sprint. And after the week, you have your beautiful purpose. So that is happening in January, and then it's self-paced. And then what else? Yeah, we have books available and we have meditations available. It's really, where are you at? What do you need to make it more delicious, this journey?
I love it. What is the title of the book that you wrote?
It's right now, it's the 3 Cs of Change. It's the working title. And the podcast that is coming up now is the Changelicious podcast.
Love it. So good. Okay, so I have one question to wrap this up for you, which is going to be a question that I ask all the guests, which is, what is the best advice that you've been given to create content for your business?
I've been asked this before. And I have to be very honest with you now. Mm-hmm. That gets me emotional. The best advice, the most profound advice is basically back to what you said before, going through the fire, was when I asked my higher self, or in meditation, my subconscious, as you say, what's the key? What's the missing key? Because I was losing it. And the answer was, lose yourself to find yourself, and the world will be on your feet.
Whew. Goosebumps, chills.
And this finding myself and just being myself is the concept, is the strategy. And I had to lose every bit of this planning, every bit of this massive strategizing and planning a year ahead, and, leaving all those business coachings that I gathered that were good for me, but I had to create my own with other coachings. So I had to find coaches that were able to, really bring my authentic self out and making me trust that I can do this. Wow. Feeling safe. And that was, that's it.
That is very good. Thank you for getting vulnerable and sharing that. And I admire you so much. I'm listening to you talk, and the way that you talk is so passionate, and you're so intelligent, and you're so connected, and I can tell that you love your work and you love your clients, and just businesswoman to businesswoman, I really respect that, and I admire you, and I think you are so cool, and I think the world needs more of you. So I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're a mom, you're busy, and it's the evening time over there in Germany. So I really appreciate you taking the time to get on the show. Where can people find you?
On social, Hedi underlying Schaefer, Schafer, and hedischaefer.com.
Love it. And I will link all of your connections in the description notes below the show. Thank you so much. You are amazing.
You too.
Yay.